Hi, welcome to another live episode of Two Cranky Guys. I'm Will.
I'm Ty.
And I'm cranky.
Yeah, like really cranky. I'm not even going to be the one trying to talk about something I hate. It's going to be Will, the positive guy. Take that for what it is, because I got to say, I'm a little taken aback by what Will's got to have to say today.
So, I spent our Thanksgiving week. By the way, welcome back.
Oh, thanks, man. It's nice.
I stuffed my face, but that's a given.
Well, that's about the only place I can put the food. The other way, the retro ingestional, it doesn't work.
It's no good.
I need like an applicator.
It doesn't even taste that good. Anyway, so spent my Thanksgiving watching the entire series.
The whole thing.
The entire series, the whole Netflix go.
You binged on a show during the binging holiday.
I did.
Nice.
You see how that works? I watched Jessica Jones.
I was really hoping, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here a little bit. I was really hoping you'd come back with, I love this show, but
I'm going to give it a B-, and let me tell you why.
Why?
The story is what saved it.
Okay.
It's a great... Hey, if you haven't seen this yet, you may want to move away for a little bit, but if you have, stick around, because I'm going to spoil some stuff for you.
Yeah.
Okay? So... the story saved it. It was a great story. It was a fantastic storyline. The writing, as far as the plot goes, was clean. It was everything I would hope for from a noir sort of, gumshoe, investigative. As you know, Jessica Jones is as a PI. She's a private eye.
Sure.
She's trying to make her own way after having suffered through some horrible mishap that we don't know about until much later on in the series.
Sure.
We introduce a awesome villain in the form of the Purple Man, Kilgrave, played by David Tennant.
My favorite doctor.
That was a huge saving grace for me. That he is a phenomenal actor, hands down.
Yeah.
I just love to see that man on screen.
Sure.
Okay, he did a great job. Miss Ritter. Our lead actress as the Jessica Jones, outstanding.
Awesome.
She plays the character really well. Where it falls short is the fact that this is a superhero story with a character who has superpowers who hardly uses them in this show.
I understand.
And I know that they were trying to really paint a real gritty picture. It feels like they tried to lay the Daredevil scheme on top of Jessica Jones, and it just didn't fly. I think that they missed some great opportunities.
This is something we talked about when mentioning Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and while we're really not paying attention to that show, even though now they've incorporated a lot of those elements that we wanted.
Right.
They've already lost me. I don't know about you.
I gave up after the second season. I was
another Marvel property that's deciding to cheap out on that kind of stuff. When we see shows like The Flash and Arrow and Supergirl, now Supergirl, granted, has CBS's budget, which may have a little bit more, but if The Flash on CW can pump out flying on fire superheroes
and CGI Shark King,
and Grodd, and make it look good,
outstanding.
There's so many characters they can work with.
Why can't the folks over at Marvel and Netflix do something similar? There was one instance where we see Jessica Jones drop from like a 7-story building to the sidewalk. And it turns out that this happened in her imagination, and it didn't even happen in the story's continuity. So it's gimmicky. When you use, you're trying to imply super strength, and they have her ripping padlocks. They have her twisting doorknobs, that are supposed to be locked.
Right.
I get the idea. Okay, she's super strong.
Right.
But when they do it in almost every episode, it becomes a gimmick, and it loses its potency. And Jessica Jones is supposed to be almost on par with Luke Cage. Again, not knowing why. If that's a sexist thing, I'm sorry, but that's just the way Marvel lays it
Luke Cage, Power Man, he is supposed to be not invulnerable. Can definitely take bullets and everything like that.
Skin of steel,
steel. Yeah. You're not gonna take him out with regular conventional weapons.
Right.
And he's a super strong guy, and because of that, can get on the Avengers. Now, of course, Jessica Jones can too.
Right.
But they picked Power Man first. That's all I'm gonna say.
They did, and when Power Man is introduced, because he is introduced, Luke Cage is here. That got me pumped. That got me excited. The most ecstatic thing that he does with his powers is he holds a circular saw to his abdomen and grinds it into nothingness. So it shorts out.
Yeah.
There were cops firing bullets. There were bad guys with guns. I wanted to see bullets just stop dead in his chest, go nowhere and do him no harm.
Right.
Now we see him. One of the other cool things that we saw was we see him walk out of a burning building. He was ordered to set his bar on fire or blow it up, and by Kilgrave, who
Right.
has
Purple
the power.
Man can
have
make people
power.
do things. If you just
Exactly.
ask them to do it,
just-
they will do it. Yeah.
It happens. And he ordered Luke Cage to blow up his bar.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Cage owns a bar. No cooler place for Luke Cage to be but a bar owner, where he's right in the middle of the slums, dealing with
Right in the middle of Hell's Kitchen, right?
in the middle of Hell's Kitchen.
Sure.
Perfect place for him to be. He gets into one brawl. He fights Jessica Jones, and he grinds a circular saw on his stomach.
And that's it.
That's the extent of.
And how many episodes do we have?
We have 13 episodes.
13 episodes, and that's all you get.
He shows up in maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Wow.
Maybe 7. I might be pushing it a bit.
Yeah.
But he only shows up in a few of them, in some of them, and he in one scene he's battling with Jessica Jones, and she's using a police car door as a shield, and Power Man is just wailing on this door. And I'm thinking, at what point is he going to rip the door in half or just
Right.
punch right through it?
Absolutely. The guy should be able to basically put his body, whatever part that is, through pure steel, right?
And he did not. He was
Yeah.
he was having a hard time with a car door that should have been nothing. Could have been
Even a
aluminum foil. to him.
police car door, it's not reinforced any more than a regular car door. It's
Nope.
not like the police car door had anything else going for it.
Nope.
So that was ridiculous.
Nope. And one of the other beefs I have lies in the fact that at the beginning of the series, Jessica Jones picks up the back end of a Porsche without any strain.
Sure.
And for the rest of the show, she at most puts her fist through a wall. I don't see any uses of the power. I'm a superhero comic book fan, wanted to see superhuman acts, and
Yeah.
it was just
You said they kind of addressed that. Now, I personally have not seen Jessica Jones, just ended up getting dragged into other things over the holiday.
Right.
So I was hoping for a great report, and you kind of talking about these issues that you're having. I think I'd have the same issues, and one would be, well, why are they hiding her powers? It seems like what they're doing is trying to hide her powers.
And she says in the show that she's not advertising, but she's not hiding it. If she
Right.
uses them in public, then she just uses them. And yet she looks both ways whenever she's going to jump. Another thing, Jessica Jones kind of sort of can fly, but not really.
Yeah,
And
that's
at
not a
least in
big
the
deal,
comics.
right? In the comics, is Diamond, I believe that's her superhero
Jewel.
name? Jewel. Okay.
And
I'm
that was
totally off.
addressed. And she, like, her friend says, you should be Jewel. And she goes, I'm not going to be called Jewel. The actress, again, she did a great job.
No, the actress is good. I've seen her in, she's in The B Word at the end. Don't Trust the B Word in Apartment, whatever. And
The
she's
B in Apartment
the
23,
B. Yeah,
something
I
like
know.
that.
We have children around, so we should probably keep it to the B. But
Right.
she's been fun to see. In Breaking Bad, I liked her character a lot. I think she was a lot of fun. But I kind of feel let down that they didn't give her the chance to really be a full-on superhero.
I'm let down. I'm hoping that if they do pick this up for a second season, that they give us a bit more superheroing. I mean, Luke
Yeah.
Cage, I'm expecting fantastic things. He's Power Man. Jessica Jones is his female equivalent. She should be out there putting her fist through more than just bricks. She should be putting...
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, this is something I have a problem with most superhero movies, but it definitely happened in Jessica Jones. She hit somebody and they didn't explode.
No, they had plenty. There was no problem. It's Netflix, so there's blood, there's guts, there's gore. Purple Man makes people do horrendous things to themselves,
Oh, I'm
like
sure.
slitting their own throats.
Sure.
And they showed this, so there shouldn't have been any issue with Jessica Jones punching full strength. A standard human should go right through a human or
Yeah,
blow
if
them
you're
up.
using someone and her fist is about this size, she's a tiny girl, super strong, tiny girl with a little fist. As strong as she is, as far back as she's knocking people, she should put her hand through them, or that part should just fly off of them.
I agree.
I know we're watching a superhero show, we're getting hung up on this one thing, but if you're going to go for that gritty realism like we're talking about, leave the wuxia stuff at home. Like, let her punch this person. Jessica Jones was a Marvel Knights character. Marvel Knights was made so Marvel could make these R-rated, or in some cases
Darker
X-rated
comics.
dark comics. So why not take that? Why
I
not
mean,
make that?
they obviously had no problem with the X-rated. There was
Oh yeah,
plenty of
sex
that.
all over the place, right?
There was plenty of that.
Right.
They had no problem
Right.
showing these people in the act. Of course, not as X-rated. It was like NC-17. But
still, yeah.
It didn't move the story
You're not
forward.
seeing them after the fact. You're not seeing them about to get into it.
We're watching them.
It is happening. Yeah.
Watching it happen.
Sure.
And I couldn't see how that helped the story. It just felt like kind of a cheap, oh, by the way, this is Netflix.
Right.
Here
Almost
you go.
going back to that idea that we're still kind of fighting in comics right now of the scantily clad superheroine. And granted, she's not scantily clad.
No. And there was no need.
There was no need for that.
Right.
But we feel like we still have to have that sex pot thing in there, maybe. I mean, I'm not one to take
how
away
does that help the story?
sexiness of a woman, or that women like sex more than guys or anything like that.
Right.
But did it need to be there?
It didn't.
No.
The story would have been fun. If you fast forward through those points, you miss nothing in the story itself. So if you're going to watch Jessica Jones on Netflix, by all means, you don't have to take my word for what I'm seeing. You don't have to take my word for it. Hey, call out to LeVar Burton. If you're watching, buddy, still watching Reading Rainbow. Anyway, don't take my word for it. Go watch it yourself. Just know that from this Cranky Guy, it's a B-, and only because David Tennant's job and the actors as actors did their job. It was just missing so much from what should have been a fantastic Marvel superhero show.
I would say this is the second strike for Marvel TV in not bringing everything that they could have to this property.
I agree. I agree.
I'm a little let down, and
Sorry,
dude.
Still go out and watch it.
Nothing
if you get a chance.
I might
It's
hang
not
out with the
worth
wifey
the
and
binge
watch it.
watch. It's not worth it. You can watch it over time because you're not going to miss out on anything.
Yeah, I would almost wonder what kind of watchers are out there now checking this out after having binged on, House of Cards, Daredevil, maybe even Arrested Development, and this binge watching method of us watching these things now. Are we getting burned out? Like, would the show have been better had you had some time in between to kind of process what's going on?
Maybe.
You hit it every single time. I wondered if maybe that was some of my issues with Daredevil towards the end. It just really started to just turn into a pile of sludge to me. Initially, it started off so strong.
I still grant that. Yeah, the fight scene at the end of Daredevil.
Yeah, I didn't feel that at all.
Was kind of a dropped ball.
It really was.
It was a really dropped ball. But
he shows up in that armor. I'm like, he's not going to get hurt. He's just not, and he didn't really. I mean, it didn't seem like there was any real problems he had with Wilson Fisk.
No.
So, one thing I wanted to bring up is I haven't watched the show, but I did some research. Is that a lot of people are saying David Tennant as Kilgrave was the best live action Marvel villain out there.
Really, he was
saying that Loki is up there, but really Loki was good because Tom Hiddleston's such a charming character.
Really,
no other Marvel villain has really been able to stand up to this Kilgrave character. Apparently, I even really enjoyed.
I didn't hate Sabretooth in the Wolverine movie.
Yeah,
his character as
and really Magneto was fun, and you have a lot of good characters out there. But I think maybe what they were trying to say is in what we have now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not necessarily taking in all the Marvel properties, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sure. Because, if you're going to pull in the Raimi Spider-Man, the Green Goblin that he created was pretty interesting.
He was.
The Doc Ock that came after that was a very tragic character. The Magneto that we see in the X-Men movies does walk that line of being a villain and a good guy. And I think that's something that's coming up with Civil War, where the bad guys are also good guys. You have Iron Man and Captain America. That's
going to be interesting.
Facing off each
We're
other.
going to save that review for you guys in another show. But thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Two live Cranky Guys. Mm-hmm. Go out and watch Jessica Jones. Know that it got a B- from this Cranky Guy, and this Cranky Guy may give it a shot to go ahead and just take his own takeaway from that. So thanks for watching. Leave any comments down below if you want to argue with anything that I may have said. If you feel that I was wrong, let me know why.
Yeah, let him know, man. He loves trolls. I mean,
I do.
Trolls are awesome.
I do. I don't fling poo or anything, but
No, but they could teach you. They're really good at it. All right. Anyway, for Two Cranky Guys, this is us. We'll see ya.